Good morning, everyone. Happy Memorial Weekend to all of you in the US. And for other parts of the world, I hope you are going to have a wonderful weekend too. This weekend in the US, there is a holiday, and sometimes I have to get in the mode because I used to from Canada originally, and our holiday in May is Victoria Day weekend, which was last weekend. So sometimes I'm always surprised of people going away this weekend because my brain doesn't really function like that still. It's kind of like a reset, like Celsius and Fahrenheit. You have to kind of adapt. You kind of always have that lingering background information you have to readjust. But I do have a fabulous project for you today, and it's Hershey's Nuggets. It's this wonderful little box, and this box is so sturdy and solid. People are going to wonder if you actually bought it because it looks that great. And I have a project sheet for you, and this project sheet is emailed to my email list subscribers on Saturdays. And I have a handy diagram in the back that diagrams the pieces of the box that you'll need to bring it together. The cool thing about this box is it's double walled, and that's what gives it its strength. And then I also use Stampin' Up! Window sheet. And if you've bought transparencies and stuff before, window sheet, the Stampin' Up! Window sheet is actually nice and thick and strong. It looks professional. When you see me fold this, it is a little stiffer than normal, and that's what gives it just makes it really feel like it's like professional. It's got that handmade feel to it, that like it's special, but yeah, like when you look at it, it looks professional. So that's what I love about this box. And I don't know if you can tell, I spelled happy birthday on here. And we always need stuff for birthdays. And I'll show you a little later, but to distinguish birthday from happy, I wrapped the nuggets in two different colors so that the words could kind of pop and stand out. And I had a couple extra spaces, so I just wrapped those nuggets in a different colored paper. So you can do a lot with this cute little box, spell something out. And we all need happy birthday boxes. So I figured that this would be a good thing to spell out and make a box for. All right. I will answer any questions you have at the end of the video, or if you're watching this as a replay later on, please leave me a question down in the comments. If you enjoy this video, please think about subscribing to my channel, because that way more people will get to see me and see the projects that I make. All right, I'm going to switch over to my other camera. All right, I'm going to prop up my project sheet too so I can follow along in order. It's funny how even I use my project sheets. Normally when I'm creating this project, like I have a big post-it note sitting out there, and I start off with my measurements and then I tweak my measurements. So I start off like that. But then when I'm actually making the project, I actually like to follow my project sheets as well. So this is the box we're going to be making today, but I'm going to do it in different colors just so you can see how many different color options you could possibly do this. Make it in your favorite colors. That's the cool thing about handmade, is that you make it the way you want to make it. All right, one product of note I really want to point out, this is the fabulous Alphabest bundle. And this is what is perfect for these Hershey's Nuggets, because this little punch makes those little nice little punched shapes. See, with the cute little edges. And then this alphabet here, you've got different options for popping these behind the letters, and I'm going to show you how to do all of that. But you'll definitely want to get these if you want to spell things out on your nuggets. This is just a fabulous bundle. Okay, let's pop that aside for a moment. We are going to start off by creating the base box for this project. So you're going to need a piece of thick Whisper White. I like to use thick Whisper White. It is the thickest cardstock that we have, but if you don't want to use white, just use one of our regular cardstocks. They will also work. Because this box is double walled, it should be pretty sturdy even in our regular colored cardstock. Okay, so let me give you the measurements of the box. This box or the piece measures 7 3/8 by 6 1/2. All right, we're going to score this on all 4 sides. So we're going to score at the 5/8 inch mark and the 1 1/4 inch mark on all 4 sides. 5/8, 1 1/4. 5/8, 1 1/4. 5/8, 1 1/4. All right, so you can probably kind of see what that looks like. We've got 2 lines on each side. I guess I'm going to skip ahead. We'll do the lid last, or close to last. Okay, so we're going to start by prepping this box. And what we're going to do, let me just show you visually. Each of these corners has 4 squares in them. We want to cut away, I'm going to just mark these just so you can see with an axe. We want to cut away each of the 3 outer corner squares, okay? And at the same time, we're going to also cut up a little bit to create a tab. So this is what I do, but visually you'll be able to see those X's so you'll know which ones are coming away. So I'm going to cut up along here on the long side. I'm starting. So I like to cut up along that 1 score line to the 2nd score intersection. And then I'm going to come along and cut here to the 2nd score intersection as well. Then I'll turn and I'll cut this one off and this one also off. Okay, so what I've created, those 3 are gone, plus I've created that one as a little tab. Okay, so I'll come do the same thing, cut up to the 2nd score intersection, cut up to the 2nd score intersection, and then we're going to cut this one off, and then we'll cut this one off. Okay, so you can see that's what it looks like. And then we'll turn to the other long side, and we'll do cut, 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 cut. We'll turn, gonna cut here just to the 1st score intersection, and then we'll cut this one off like this. So we've got that one, and then we'll do the same thing, long side, cut all the way to the 2nd score intersection. Then we're going to turn this, and we're just going to cut to the 1st score intersection here. So those 2 go, and then this one needs to be cut away as well. Okay, so that's what the piece will look like. All right, next we're going to take our bone folder and we're going to fold this piece along the score lines. We're going to do all the inner score lines first. So let's do this. And then we'll do this side. If I fold up like this, then those other ones will tuck down and actually fold. And then we're going to do the inner ones. And we'll do this inner one. Okay, now we're going to do all the outer folds. So I'm just going to give it a little helping start here, just to get it going. Do all of these outer ones. Okay. So I just want to show you how this box is going to assemble. On the shorter side, these two just will get glued down just like that. They have these tabs right here, and they're going to come forward, and then these outer ones are going to tuck over the top. So when you're doing the tucking process, if you just taper the outsides just a little bit of the tucking tabs, these are the tabs that will come in like this, and they're going to tuck. If you taper the outside just a little bit, it's going to be easier for you to fold them over. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do this on, so I just taper those tabs. So you can see the one next to the short side, I've tapered like this, and I've tapered like that. So I'll do the same thing for the other side. This one's next to the short side. Just give it a little taper, and give it a little taper. All right. Okay, we're going to do the short sides first. I'm going to come in with Tombow. Really, Tombow is probably the best thing you can use to glue these together. It will keep your projects together. I'm going to put Tombow only on the outermost piece of the short side, and I'll bring this together. And it's really helpful to have a bone folder so you can just smooth this down, put pressure on it, and then that is going to stay nice and solid. That's what's going to give your box its strength. Just put Tombow down the middle and fold it over. Use my bone folder to smooth this down. Okay, so now the two shortest sides are done, and now we'll work on one of the long sides. So these guys, little tabs here, are going to tuck in, and then this is going to come over top, and we're going to fold this like that. So again, we're going to put Tombow on this, just the outer one. Get these two ready to tuck. Bring that over, and then bring it over. And if you've done the tapering, it should come in really nicely. If you didn't do the tapering of those little tabs, you'll notice that you might have to squish down just a little bit right where the tabs are, but it should still work. And then we'll come in with the bone folder and just really push down on that glue and make sure that side is nice and solid. Okay, so now I'll turn the other long side towards me, and you can really see now how this box is coming together. And we've got Tombow, and we're going to tuck those tabs, bring this up, bring this over. Okay, make sure when you're doing this that the corners are, you know, nicely come together. They should meet nicely, not bowing out or anything. And then I'm going to take my bone folder and press down, press down, press down. So if you want to get a little fancier, you can always line the bottom of your box with a piece of designer series paper. I am not going to do that. If you wanted to line the bottom, let me just tell you how big to make this. So I would go just under 4 7/8, so just a little bit shorter than 4 7/8, and go just a bit shorter than 4 inches for your piece if you wanted to put one on the inside. Okay, this is the box base, and we'll do the lid a little later. And now we're going to get our nuggets ready for the box. Okay, so you're going to need 15 pieces of designer series paper, and I'm going to get out a few nuggets. I've already done a few because I figured after a while you wouldn't need to see me wrap 15 nuggets individually. So I'm going to do 3 for you so you can see how I've done them. So you're going to need 15 pieces of paper. You're going to need 5 in one color, 8 in another color, and then 2 in a third color. So I did all, so 5 will have happy on them, 8 will have birthday on them, and 2 will just be pattern pieces. So I tried to find kind of 2 solid looking colors. I used the Tea Boutique paper because I just love the new in colors. And this paper's got beautiful florals, and it's got nice kind of darker patterns to it. So there's lots and lots of choices for the different paper, and you've got some flowers in it as well. So that's why I got this nice little floral pattern in the bottom. So for this one, I've already wrapped some of my nuggets. For this piece, for this floral piece, I wanted a little bit of blue, and the blue I'm using is Tahitian Tide, because there's blue in my paper. There's blue in, I'm using blue and yellow paper. So I wanted to add just a little bit of florals to this paper, and I already started doing that. Where is it? I want to show you. The Alphabet bundle comes with, oh, actually it's little stars. I thought these were little flowers when I looked at them, but they're little stars. That's okay. They actually look like little flowers when I snap them onto this floral paper. So these little stars right here, I'm just going to take them and I'm just going to add a little bit of extra blue onto this paper because I want it to coordinate really well, and there wasn't quite enough of that color in my paper, but I wanted to use this. So just added a little bit of blue to that. And the other paper is absolutely fine. So remember, you're going to need 15 pieces. These pieces measure 3 inches by 1 inch. So you can get 12 strips out of a piece of 6 by 6 paper. So that's pretty good use out of the paper. So the way I prep these is I just actually give them a little curl with my ribbon, with my bone folder, so that it makes it easier to wrap around. Then I fold about 1/2 inch on one side, just a little fold over. And then on the other side, I'm going to use Seal Plus, or you can also use Seal. And I'm just going to add a little onto this end. And what we're going to do is flip over the nugget. That little end that I folded over is just going to be over top of the nugget to help with that first bend. And then I'm going to tug on this and make sure it's pretty tight, and then I'm going to flip it down, and there is the cute little wrap nugget. So bone folder, fold over 1/2 inch, then I'm going to do a little of this, and then we'll flip this over. That little piece comes on top. I'm going to wrap it. See, it's not very hard at all. Do this, 1/2 inch, do a little bit of the Seal Plus, and then flip this over. And then we're going to, I flipped that down rather quickly. I want to make sure it's really nice and tight. After you've done a few of these, you'll know how to get these on nice and tight so that everything looks nice and snug. All right. So I actually wrapped extra ones earlier. So let's pop in the ones I did earlier. And then I did these two. And I already did birthday. I already spelt it out because I figured that it would take too long to do all of this. Okay, so we got our little birthday in there. And so now we're going to stamp and punch out the happy. So let's grab some strips. So grab yourself some basic white strips. Here I'm using the regular basic white, the thinner one. And I just cut these strips. I actually had scrap strips left over that were about an inch wide. You could do even like 3/4 of an inch wide if you were cutting your own strips. But since I had scrap, I'm just using the scraps. And so I'm going to come in and we're going to do the word happy. And we're going to use 2 colors of ink, Tahitian Tide and Daffodil Delight. Tahitian Tide is one of our new ink colors. And if you love our new ink colors, make sure you check out our new starter kit special. Let me see. Oh, I'm going to put up the link for that. If you go to this website right here, that's my blog, and on my join page you'll get to see what's included in the starter kit special this month. It's awesome. There's over $200 worth of products for only $99, and part of that $200 is a in color package that includes all of the new ink pads. There's 5 of them, and you get cardstock and paper. It's just awesome. In fact, I probably could have done this project with the new In Color Designer Series paper. That would lend itself really well to this project. Okay, so you can see I already punched some out of here. And the way I'm going to do this, let's start off with the H. And I'm just going to stamp it right here. And remember, these are small letters, so you don't want to use a lot of pressure. And this is an A block, and thankfully I have a lot of A blocks. So if you're getting this alphabet, the bundle, I would pick up a few little A blocks to go along with it, so that you can take time and spell out the words and not have to always switch out the photopolymer stamps. Okay, and then we're going to come in, turn this around, with Daffodil Delight. And I like to hover this over top and kind of center it over top like that. And now when I go to punch it, where'd my punch go? When I go to punch it, I can use that yellow frame to line it up really nicely, because I've already lined it up. And there is my little H. So let's finish off this word. We're going to do the A next. And come in with the frame again. And some of these letters are taller or shorter. And what I've learned is I just try and center them as best that I can. Let's keep going and do P for happy, and we need 2 of these, so I'll just spread them apart a little bit. And then we also need a Y. Okay, and then we'll come in with the yellow. And this is great if you have stamped them a little bit crooked, like they're not bang on straight. You can take your time and get that frame matching with the lines. And you know what I would do? The first time I used this, it took me just a little practice. So take a piece of computer paper and just try spelling out some words just to practice, and then punch some out, and then just to get a little practice on alignment and stuff, because there's nothing more frustrating than, you're trying to work on a project quickly and you can't get it straight right away, and basically what you need is just a little bit of practice. So I actually ended up doing a few of these as practice, and it made my life so much easier. But it's really nice to be able to punch them out. Also, you don't have to put the little frame around them. I just thought it added just a little tiny touch to it. And, one other thing is, if you choose a light colored frame, it makes it just a little bit easier if your punching is just a tiny bit off. It won't draw the eye in so much because it's a light color, but if you use a dark color, you're going to have to be a little bit more precise because it's going to show up a little bit more. So next we're going to grab some dimensionals, not mini dimensionals. We are going to grab some regular size dimensionals, and I'm just going to turn all of these over. And pop on dimensionals onto all of these. Maybe easier if I turned my sheet rather than my hand each time. Okay, we'll pop those away. And then we'll come in and pull these off. Just make sure you put them in the right order. Well, the nice thing about the nuggets is if you did mess them up, you could rearrange the order in the box. Nothing is set in stone. See, isn't that like, doesn't that look cute? And it's really different than my original box, right? We've got like some pastels going on now. This almost reminds me of 4th of July because it's got the red, white, and blue. It's a little crooked. Okay, keep going. I think this is just so cute. And you see how the blue tied in down here at the bottom because I'm using yellow and blue. So now it kind of just ties in really nicely. Okay, we're not done yet. We're going to add a window sheet lid to this. And this is just so pretty. I didn't want to cover it up with a regular box lid. I wanted everyone to be able to see into the box because it's so pretty. You're going to want everyone to see it. Okay, so we're going to create our window sheet lid. So here's my window sheet. It's very hard to see on camera. Maybe it will show a little bit better up on my scoring board. So this piece measures 5 7/8 by 5 inches. Our window sheets come in 12 by 12 sheets. So you get 2 sheets in a package and you can get 4 lids out of 1 sheet because of the way I sized these. Okay, so this is 5 7/8 by 5 inches. And then I'm going to take the small ball of my stylus tool and make sure this is up in the corner, and I'm gonna come on the 1/2 inch mark. This is 1/2 inch mark on all 4 sides, and I'm gonna go over it just a few times because this is thick stuff. Let me do the opposite side. It's 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. And then we'll do the last 2 sides. I love this stuff because it's thick and it's gonna make for a really nice solid lid. Okay. All right, so we've got that scored. And now we're gonna come in with our snips and we're gonna cut away the 4 corner squares. You can't see that. All right, I'm gonna help you see what I mean. I created a lid out of vellum so you could see better. So what we're doing is we're cutting away the 4 corner squares at a time. Just gonna clear that off so you can see a little better. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm cutting away the 4 corner squares. And if you have trouble seeing this in your craft room, you just probably need to angle it at a different angle and hold it up to the light a little bit differently. Go to your window, and because sometimes it's hard to see these little lines that you've created, that you've scored. So the last one. Okay. All right. Now here is my trick with the window sheet. I have just a regular metal ruler. something that's really solid and thin, and I'm going to use this back side, and what I do is I line this up on the ruler along the score line, and then I fold it over along there. That's my first step. And then you can kind of press down and use your bone folder. I flip this over now and then smooth it down. And then that creates the really nice crisp line. Let's do the other side. Do this. Sometimes what I do is I do the quick fold first, and then I come in afterwards and I do the bone folder part afterwards. You just have to kind of figure out what does the best for you, but really you almost need a bone folder to get that nice crisp fold. All right, so now we need to do this one. Fold it over, make sure it's on the score line. Okay. I like to fold it over so that the small fold is at the folded over part is on is underneath when I'm doing the pressing down rather than on top. It's easier to do it with this piece tucked down so that you've got the solid on the top when you're doing the bone folder part. Okay, one more side. Taking this, folding it, just kind of folding it along there, folding it along there, and then the last one I'm actually doing it with the smaller side folded over, but okay. Okay, once it's been folded once, it's usually pretty good. And then what you're gonna do is tuck this into the box. Come on. Should fit. All right, so there it is, it's tucked. And once it's tucked, it's really pretty solid because you've got the solid of the window sheet plus the double walled sides. And doesn't that look pretty? It's hard to tell on the photo that I even have a window sheet on there because it's so clear. So now we're going to add some ribbon to this, and we can't use red on here because I didn't use any red. And we don't really have a big solid ribbon. We have a metallic ribbon, but it's not chunky and big like this real red ribbon. And so I wanted to take some ribbon. I wanted to show you how I did that. So I took some ribbon from our other In Color collection. This is Soft Succulent, and it's just gorgeous ribbon, but I wanted it in Tahitian Tide. So I'm just taking, I've taken a 16-inch length of this Soft Succulent ribbon, and you can see I've got just a little bit of Soft Succulent left, and I'm taking my Tahitian Tide Dark Stampin' Blend. These are alcohol markers, and you can just use it to color the ribbon, and it's going to look fabulous. Okay, so now I just need to let that dry. That little end just needs to dry for maybe 30 seconds, so we won't use it right away, but we'll set it aside, and we're going to create this little tag right here, which I was trying to think what would be a great little greeting to put on top of here. And you know, like when you have candles and you blow out the candles and, you know, you say, make a wish. So I thought happy birthday, may your greatest wish come true was a really cute little way to finish off the top. So I'm going to use the TaylorMade tags and the Hello Lady bug stamp set. They're not essential for this project, but I liked the greeting and I liked how I made the tag. And there's a little trick to make the tag because I'm using the second smallest tag. And you can see, look, my tag shrunk. I'm going to show you how to shrink your tag. Okay, So we're going to first take a piece of basic white cardstock, and we're going to take, where did my ink pad go? We're going to take the Tahitian Tide, and we'll ink this up, and we'll stamp it right about here. And we're going to bring out the mini boss, but you can do this on the big machine as well. Hello, mini boss. Mini boss. Okay, and then we're going to need our platforms. And if you remember me, I don't use my #1 platform anymore because it's too tight for my machine. But if I use my little gray platform, which is labeled #3, and I'm going to need the 2 clear plates, #2. And then I'm going to need one of those plates to go down first. We'll pop that on there. Let me turn this just a little bit so I can make sure it's centered. Oh, and I'm going to grab a little posty tape to make sure it doesn't shift in transit. This is just a labeling and cover up tape, or you can use a post-it note to help place your things. So you want your greeting up near the top, right where the hole is. And I'm just going to run this through the first time, and we'll shorten it going through the second time. So let's just run this through. Okay. So you could theoretically just cut this off right here, but guess what? I really want to have that stitching down at the bottom of the tag. So how can we do that? So pop that out of the hole there. So to get the stitching, I'll bring that back over here. So we're going to go through with the tag with the bottom first. So I'm going to place this on my machine. I want to make sure the sides of my die match up with the sides of my tag. And then I'm going to pop that on there to make sure it stays in place. I've got it at a slight angle so that it goes through one corner first. And if you just go through, and you're just going to go through, and just till it pops over top, you can still see a little tiny bit of my tag right here. Then I'm going to reverse it. And there it is. And the nice thing, if you went all the way through, it would still be fine, but you would probably see a little bit of the stitching up at the top right there. So that is how I create my little shorter tag. And now we've got our ribbon, and it should be dry. Look how pretty it looks. Now I have some Tahitian Tide ribbon that is thicker, because I wanted the metallic would have been a little small, and the baker's twine would have been even smaller. So I'm going to tie it in between happy and birthday, since those are the 2 words that are actually separate. And I'll take my little locking tweezers and secure that. And tie that up. It's looking pretty nice. And then we'll come here and we'll just do a little angle cut. A little angle cut. A little more on this side. Okay. And then we'll add this little tag. And you know, you're gonna say, oh no, she forgot to tie the tag on. Well, I always cheat with my little tags, because what I do is I just cut a little slot into them. Like, see, like that? You know, like a little bread tag. That's what I do. I make this into a bread tag, and now I can come around here and I can finagle this. If I'm careful, I can finagle it around there. And then just hang that off of there. And it should stay on. I mean, if someone tugs on it, it will come off. But that is how I would add the little tag. And you can see both of these are super cute. You don't have to put a tag on here. I mean, you could leave the tag off if you wanted to. But I think it just, you know, adds a little special something. And then if you wanted to, you could write on the back of here and say, you know, at least put your name or a very small message if you wanted to, just to kind of have a little way to make people know who it was from. But those are the little boxes. And just think about how beautiful these would look in different colors. Make them in the person's favorite color, right? And yeah, I hope you like those. And that's 15 Hershey's Nuggets. That's actually quite a few. So that makes a nice kind of a more substantial sort of little gift, right? I hope you like that a lot. So my project sheet will go out on Saturday. And if you need the fabulous Alphabet bundle, because I think that's, when I saw this bundle, I was like, Hershey's Nuggets. Like, that's the first thing that came to my brain was I'm going to label Hershey's Nuggets. So this is designed for different, for the nuggets. So I think that will work perfectly. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see different sizes of these Hershey's boxes so you can spell out other words. Let me know if you have a size that you need that you would like me to create, because I can do a future video and project sheet on that. You know, wouldn't it be fun to spell out someone's name? That would be really cool, right? If we had different sizes of them. So that would be fun. Okay. Oh, if you need any of the supplies I talked about today, including the Alphabet bundle, they are all available on my blog. I also have them down below in the description of the video, but they're just little links there. On my blog, you can actually see pictures of the supplies before you click on them. So either way, whatever makes you happy, but you'll be able to really easily access that. Sometimes people will say, you didn't leave a link for me, because the description of the video only has like a sentence or two. Look for the little show more button, and then it opens it up so you can see everything that I've written, the supplies, links to things that you need to access. They're all there. And then if you spend at least $15 with me, you'll get to choose one of my free with purchase tutorials. And this month, make sure you use my host code. For May, I can't believe we're only a few days left of May, but this is my host code for May, and I'll have a new one for June. And if you use that, you can get that free with purchase tutorial, and you can also get my host code gift if you spend over $50. I have my gift for the month are these fabulous little heart pearls. And you can color these with our Stampin' Blends. Just like I colored the ribbon today with Tahitian Tide, you can make little Tahitian Tide hearts. You could even, maybe if I had been really on the ball yesterday, I would have colored some of these and put them on my tags to make them look really pretty. So I forgot to do that. So that will be my gift for the month if you order with me in May and spend over $50 using the host code below. All right, I am going to go dive into the comments now and see if anyone has any questions, see if you have any feedback for me. I hope you do. Let's take a look. Good morning, Ellie and Ver Blue and Marty and Marbear and Carol and Deborah and Pat, Janine. Pat says, crafters, please hit the thumbs up or like button to show appreciation, and it helps the channel. Thank you, Pat. I love that. I always forget to do that. I I try to do, promoting my video, being a subscriber, giving me a thumbs up helps my video get into other people's feeds so they can see me and see my projects. I'm not a sensational stamper. And by that, I mean, I'm sensational. No, I mean, I'm not a person who's going to, be the one that has the million views because I've said, look at this thing that you can't live without. That's not me. I'm going to show you a quality project that you can create. And I hope through showing you quality projects that you'll want to see me and create with me in the future. That's how I want to get my subscribers. I want people that want to craft with me, people that want to learn how to paper craft. That's what I mean. I'm not going to be the sensationalistic person that tries to grab viewers by saying things that will, like, clickbait, right? Trying to get people to come to you without too much content. I want to be there to give good content. That's just an aside. But thank you, Pat. I really appreciate that. Good morning, Amy. And Kathleen says she loves my birthday box. What a great gift to give. Thank you. Pat says, isn't this box awesome? Thank you. Pat also says, Brenda makes the best 3D of everyone I've watched. Aw, thank you. There are a lot of fabulous 3D crafters, and I love them. I try and do my own little spin on things, though, because I want to be a little original. So I hope you do enjoy what I bring to you. All right. Good morning, Karen. Pat says she really likes the reinforcement of the lid on the long side. Thank you. The box is really sturdy. I wish you could feel it. I wish I could just take the box and hand it to you so you could feel how sturdy it is. It's really nice and sturdy. It's not a floppy box at all. If you make it with the window sheet, with Stampin' Up's window sheet and the thick basic white. And if you hand this to someone, I know they're going to love it. I think they're going to think this is just really cool. And Hershey's Nuggets come in different flavors, so you don't have to just use the regular milk chocolate flavor. You can, get different ones that might be, I think there's one with nuts in it. I don't know, one with caramel in it. I don't know. You have to go look. I tend to buy the plain ones because they last longer in my studio, so I can just, craft with them. All right, let's see. Karen said she's going to rewatch it. Yes, you jumped in a little late. Good morning, Cindy. Janine says she loves this. Thank you. Someone said cute idea. Cindy said she shared it 5 times. Thank you. Fair Blue says, wow, what a lovely little gift box. I have several birthdays coming up and I will be making these boxes. Oh, how awesome. Thanks for this great idea. Pat says, after using the alcohol marker, would Wink of Stella show up on the ribbon? I don't know, but you know what? Guess what? We're live. We can try that. Let's do it. I'm moving back over to my other video. Let's grab some. I don't know if I've ever done Wink of Stella on my ribbon before. This kind of does have a bit of a shine to begin with. So let's do just a little bit of the ribbon so we can see what it looks like on both. Grab some Wink of Stella. I think this is the clear. This is still just a little damp. Remember, this is alcohol marker. It's gonna stay on here really well once it dries, but it's got that alcohol in it, so it needs to dry. So usually how I know it's dry is when it starts to feel a little stiff, because it does make it feel a little stiff, and then it will soften up again once you tie it and stuff. But still a little wet. So why don't we start, I'm going to flip this over. Let's start with adding like a little wink of Stella to my soft succulent part of the ribbon. Let's get this going a little bit. You know, I've never done soft wink of Stella on ribbon before. It's kind of, it's changing the color up just a little bit on the, so because the ribbon already has some sheen on it, you can kind of maybe see the color variation. Let's try it now on the other part of the ribbon, the one I colored. So, yeah, you know what, Pat, I would say that because this ribbon already has some sheen to it, like the edges are actually satin. You can see the satin, and on this one, you can see even without the wink of Stella on this box, when it hits the light, I don't know if you can see it on the ribbon, but you do get that shimmer of it. So I would say no wink of Stella. What you could maybe do if you wanted to add wink of Stella to, you know, your letters or something else on the project, but I don't really feel like it's probably necessary. And on this ribbon, it doesn't really add to it. There's not enough of a difference that it will make it a better looking project or anything like that. So that's always fun to experiment, because you never know what you're going to find when you experiment, right? I do a lot of experimentation. There are a lot of duds that go into my garbage can. Don't think for a moment that I come up with a brilliant idea. The measurements are all right on the first try. For every box, I think I probably made about 5 different bases for this box before I got the correct measurements exactly the way I wanted for the box. So I had an idea. I do have a little bit of box knowledge, but sometimes even if you measure nuggets and everything like that and you think you've got the measurements correct, you don't take little things into account, like how much room will the wrap of the nugget take up? Like, will it take up extra room? So you have to kind of add those little things, because paper is sometimes funny with how it comes together. It's probably different. Paper is different than fabric, and so, you know, even with fabric, it's interesting when you're piecing things together how different things will come together. So, all right. I totally digress all the time. Okay, Lupe says very clever and cute. Thank you. Thanks everyone for your very nice comments. Oh, someone said they wanted looking for graduation ones. So let me see. Happy graduation. You know, if you did, you could do on this one, happy graduation. I think that would fit on here. You could use this box for happy graduation. You would just you would lose the last 2 the decorative ones. You would spell it out. So I would choose 2 different colors so that the words really stood out. And then you could do this for graduation very, very easily. So choose the school colors, right? And then maybe even instead of doing a tag, maybe do a tassel. Remember last week I did those graduation caps with those cute tassels? Add a little tassel on there instead. I think that would be really, really cute. Great idea. You made me spell it out. Marty says other sizes would be great. All right, well, you guys will need to tell me what sizes that you want. and we'll spell out different things on them. I'll have to think of different words. We'll have to think of some like generic words, like maybe we want to spell out the word love, but maybe that's also good for someone that has a 4-letter name. Like you could spell out Lupe, for instance, in the 4-letter one, or if we had 3 letters, we could do Amy or K, right? So we'll just have to see what we come up with. All right. Oh, wouldn't graduation, I think graduation would just fit just perfectly without the exclamation mark. But if you did need an extra thing, an exclamation mark would be really good. But maybe I haven't spelled it out 100% in my head. Okay, let's see. And Amy says, yeah, she thinks it would fit. Happy graduation. Good, good. You're all on the same page. Loopy says, yeah, the Wink of Stella would look better on a matte colored ribbon, but this ribbon already has a little sheen to it, so it doesn't need it at all. Different size for Merry Christmas. Okay, well, I'll come back afterwards and I'll look at the different ones you want. Happy graduation totally would work in this box. We'll have to think about Merry Christmas would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I think Merry Christmas could fit in the box as well. Okay, Marty says she bought the tassels in white. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, they would look nice to match school colors. Or It's a Girl. That's a really cute one too. Today's my grandson. Laura says today is my grandson's last day of school. But one saying thank you for teachers. Yes, that would be, thank you would be a good one, kind of like a generic one. Maybe that would be like a two-row one, and then we would put like 2 little place markers on either side. So thank would be on one row and you would be on the other. So let's think about that, and let's think about what words we need to spell out, and we'll see how we can do that. Or 2022 grad, that would be good. 2 rows of 4 and 8. Well, I will get working on it, and because the cool thing about Alphabest is it also has numbers. So totally you could do the numbers on there as well, right? Just make it really easy because it has letters and numbers. And look, it has all the letters that you can need for French language, for German language. So that's really cool. It's got the umlauts, it's got the accents, it's got the little cedille, everything you need. You've got the set for German. So we've got lots of different ways to spell things on here. So that's just awesome. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me this morning. Watch out for my project sheet tomorrow. It will be in your inbox, but you need to be subscribed to my email list. Look for the link down below in order to do that. I will be back next week on Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesdays, I go live on Facebook on my business page, and Fridays, I'm always live here on YouTube, both times at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. These videos are recorded, and so you can always watch the replay. Have a great weekend. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.